In this film, guys, we shall be taking a look at the 2012 animated Scooby Doo movie, Scooby Doo Music of the Vampire. So without further ado, let's get into today's review. Let's get into it. So I thought then that this Scooby Doo movie was good. I enjoyed it, and I didn't expect to enjoy it because it's similar to like a musical, as there's a load of songs being played, and it's not something typically associated with Scooby Doo. And I'm not a big fan of musicals. However, it made sense in this scenario. Scooby Doo's never done anything like this prior, I don't think. And this was a big change up, and I enjoyed it. And I didn't think I would because it's on that musical lines of stuff. But it really worked. I think they used a common theme in which I thought, again, might be a bit boring. Vampires, yet again, because we've seen that in Scooby-Doo so often. Witches, vampires, ghosts, ghouls. However, that weren't boring either. So I think as a complete overall Scooby-Doo feature film, movie, whatever you want to call it, it was solid in that retrospect because it had an interesting vampire villain that didn't really become boring. It was entertaining. I loved it. I feel that the sing-along vibe from the songs of Scooby and Me and Done with Monsters were really good in this movie. I think they were very sing-along-ish sort of songs, and I really think it brought the enjoyment levels as we see the main theme Done with Monsters at the beginning and at the end of the movie. It's sort of like a feel-good song, that one, but then Scooby and Me was a different light-hearted warmth, and it was sort of really good as well because they had that main song, but then it evolved into the villagers telling their own thing, not Scooby and Me. It was something completely different. And then you had, I think it was Daphne and this professor talking about something else, and it was just a collaboration which I didn't expect, but I think needed, and it worked. And I think it was just Scooby and Me that really helped solidify this movie as that's a pretty good Scooby-Doo movie, because it just helps bring it all together. It helps put the enjoyment level on a different level. And like I said before, musicals are not normally my thing because it's song after song after song after song. This did it in a way where it was song, do your little bits of action, do your little bits of mystery solving and things like that. And I like that setup. And since Scooby-Doo did that setup in this movie, it worked down to a T, kept the entertainment levels, kept the good flow from beginning to end of an exciting Scooby-Doo mystery. And that's what you're wanting from Scooby-Doo, to try new things, but also stick to its origins of the mystery side of things. So if you want to add something in, but also keep the things that you're good at in there, your mystery elements of things, whilst also keeping it interesting with your new developments of like musical stuff. And I would like to see this being used a little bit more as well, because I thought that was very fun and enjoyable. So yeah, I can't wait to see if they do it again. I think the villain was also really good. I think he was the typical scary Scooby-Doo villain, this huge vampire figure who wanted to take Daphne and make her bride, in which actually posed quite a threat and actually made that you knew really nothing was going to happen to Daphne, as obviously normally these vampires are just myths, people behind masks, and nothing much is going to happen. But I don't know, there was this weird suspense element at the end of the movie which I didn't think you would get in any Scooby-Doo mystery, but this was really one of the first times, and maybe Witch's Ghost you could say, where there's that real sort of, oh shit, don't know what's going to happen here sort of vibe going on. And I really like that because in a way you knew Daphne weren't going to get married to this vampire and then become a vampire, let's say. You knew that probably weren't going to happen, but you thought, after watching Zombie Island, you thought, well, maybe this could be real. Maybe, you know what I mean? It could be them trying to play a trick on you, thinking, is this real or is this actually fake? And you didn't really know because you sat there thinking, the suspense is there, what's going to happen? But in a way, you always knew they were going to pull through. But that suspense angle of Daphne being dragged over, the wedding happening, and things like that really helped lift this up and posed a huge threat for the vampire. And I loved how the reveal was Van Helsing, and he weren't my first choice, as I thought it might have been Bram, who was the weird sort of kid looking like he could have been going out with Daphne at some point and flirting with her. I thought it could have been Bram. However, then soon as you realise who it is behind the mask, Van Helsing, it made sense because he was trying to sell his book, which was also the Vampire Bride or something on that lines, and he was trying to sell his book, so it made sense to try to present a scene from that book in real life to go, there's the book, to go and read it. You know what I mean? It's sort of like a live action version to people go, there you go buy my book, or to see the experience or whatever, to help hype up his book. What a way to do it. And I think, yeah, when it came out and all came out in the wash, I think it made sense for Van Helsing to be behind it. And I think he made a great villain. And I think in terms of Scooby-Doo villains, he's one of my favourites because he actually felt like he posed a threat for a second or two. Finally then, I thought the likes of Frank Welker, Matthew Lillard, Griffin, Mindy Cohn, Christian Campbell, Rob Paulsen, Jeff Bennett and Jim Cummings were all brilliant in this Scooby-Doo movie as the voiceover, in which was brilliant. So to summarise this Scooby-Doo movie then, I think it was a solid Scooby-Doo mystery, hence why I rate this movie a 7.5 out of 10 and a world-class film. So let me know down in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it terrible? Is it amazing? Let me know down in the comments down below, please. Also, we've noticed not enough people have been smashing that subscribe button, so please do that now. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Laters.